Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black and Argentina's flag trunks. His official weight, 175 pounds. En 25 combats, il a 23 victoires, 15 par KO. His professional record consists of 23 victories, 15 coming by way of knockout in 25 bouts. Mesdames et messieurs, le champion d'Argentine, the reigning light heavyweight champion of Argentina, de la Plata, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Damas y caballeros, le campeón de Argentina, Ezequiel, el Olímpico Maderna. Son adversaire, dans le coin bleu, porte la culotte bleue et rouge et pèse 174,2 livres. Across the ring, his opponent fights out of the blue corner, wears blue with red trim. He tipped the scale at 174.2 pounds. En 9 combats, il a 9 victoires, toutes remportées par KO. His professional record stands at a perfect 9 victories, all of them coming by way of knockout in 9 bouts. L'aspirant numéro 2 IBF, numéro 4 WBA, numéro 4 WBO et numéro 6 WBC. Il est l'actuel champion NABA. He is the reigning, defending, and undefeated NABA light heavyweight champion. De Montreal, from Montreal, Dame Gaspada, Artur Beterbiev.
Before that, I mean, his last 4 fights at 168 pounds, and half of his career, Maderna that is, at super middleweight, while Beterbiev has never been below 174 pounds. So we basically have a light heavyweight, Beterbiev, versus a super middleweight, a blown-up super middleweight in Maderna, who, by the way, and this is kind of inexplicable, Joe, came in heavy at the weigh-in, 2.5 or 2.2 pounds heavy.
That stunned me when we came to Montreal because of the fact of what you just said, a super middleweight most of his career. To come in overweight, he took an hour to take off what he said was just water weight, so he didn't have an issue then making weight, but I was shocked to hear that original weight he came in on the scale at.
Yeah, the heaviest of his career, obviously, for Maderna tonight. Both fighters dealing with inactivity. Beterbiev been off for a year. We heard about that. Maderna been off a little over a year, almost 13 months. For me, the inactivity's got to hurt Maderna a little bit more because he depends on, as you can see, different skill sets, movement, reflexes, timing. You know, Beterbiev depends more on strength. Straight ahead, forward, motion, and power. And usually that is not eroded by time off. The other skill sets, they can be impacted more from time off.
Power that has seen his 9-fight career add up to only 26 rounds of boxing with the 9 knockouts so far.
Beterbiev, both fighters feeling it out a little bit. Beterbiev, for me, he's got to start doing a little of that feeling out to the body. You've already gotten a peek at Maderna. He's going to use those wheels a little bit, those legs a little bit to keep you off balance. No better way to slow that down than to take a little air out of the tires and go to the body. For me, I would think the corner of Beterbiev would have instituted that into the fight plan, going downstairs. Jab really important here for Beterbiev. You know, it should be used by
utilized
Maderna.
It well there.
Yeah, it should be used by Maderna, the taller guy, to keep the stronger guy on the outside. He's not using it. The shorter guy, Beterbiev, the aggressive guy, using that jab. A lot of people don't think it's as important for the aggressive guy. They think, well, he's going to throw the hooks, he's going to throw the power shots. The other guy, Maderna, needs to use that jab to keep space, but no, that's not true. That's why Tyson was good when he was good, when he was young. He used that jab and stabilized a lot of the taller guys. And right now, Beterbiev stabilizing Maderna.
Looking forward to that. Saturday, June 25th, Thurman and Porter. Obviously, Teddy, 2 guys who we have been around a lot throughout their careers, calling their fights. Should be a good one.
Yes, sir. I think that Thurman might be the most athletic fighter right now in the sport of boxing. And Porter, one of the more determined and mentally toughest fighters out there. So for me, it's going to be a challenge of the athleticism of Thurman, the pure ability, kind of like we talked about Ali a little bit, the pure ability of Thurman versus the grit, the mental toughness.
Oh, dangerous position right there for Maderna. And Beterbiev came chopping down on the back of his head, but Beterbiev put himself in position where Maderna put himself in position where Beterbiev was standing right over him.
Yeah, he did. That was a little strange, a little dangerous right there. I was talking about just before that, obviously it's going to be the athleticism of Thurman versus the mental toughness and maybe the physicality of Porter, who has been a bigger man throughout his career. You know, he started as a bigger man, junior middleweight, and I'm just wondering if he can use that size against Thurman. Should be a really, really interesting fight. And this one's getting a little more interesting right in front of us. As Beterbiev, you know, again, I always talk about geography, right, Joe? Beterbiev starting to get that geography he wants in close, where he can touch Maderna to the body, use his size, use his physical strength advantage.
Let's check in with Bernardo.
Mark Ramsey and Russ Abner want Beterbiev to make Maderna move to his right to close off the exit towards his left, and more importantly, start working the body.
He's working more on the inside, as Teddy noted. There he comes chopping down with a right hand against Maderna.
Yeah, for me, the concentration would be what Beterbiev is starting to do now. Just keep using that jab to stay, again, the shorter guy, the guy you don't always expect a jab from, but very important. Neutralizes the guy who's trying to box on the outside, takes away his pot-shotting ability, stabilizes him, controls him a little bit, and then you close the ring down, you shut it down a little, you start to shrink it a little bit, and then you go to the body. That's the plan if I'm in the corner of Beterbiev.
Beterbiev threw 41 jabs in that first round, according to CompuBox. Let's look at the jabs thrown so far this round. He's 7 of 23 thrown.
Most fights for Maderna have been in Argentina. This is his first fight in North America, Canada.
Coming to the end of round number 2 here in Montreal. And as we continue to pay tribute to the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, and we have talked so much in the course of the past 24 hours, our reflections. Teddy, it's been wonderful hearing your personal reflections. I think for many of us who have made this sport their career, we're always sizing up the pound-for-pound list, the greatest heavyweight of all time. I'll just simply say this. In my lifetime, Teddy, we haven't had anybody, and I don't think we ever will have another American athlete so globally recognized and so socially significant. I just don't know that the society we're in right now and where sports is capable of even producing a Muhammad Ali.
Point well taken.
Round 3 here of our main event. Artur Beterbiev is off to a sensational start to his career. 9-0, 9 knockouts. Was out of action because of the shoulder injury over the course of the past year. And now here in his adopted town of Montreal, looking to showcase his skill back in the ring against the Argentinian Ezequiel Maderna.
I just mentioned real quickly, there's no arguing the greatness of Ali. There was a great heavyweight named the Brown Bomber, Joe Louis, and he was involved in about as significant and pressurized a fight that I think the world will ever see.
I completely agree with you.
That second fight with Max Schmeling, when the whole world was watching, when Nazi Germany was raising their ugly head with Hitler behind it, and threatening to take over the world. And there's Joe Louis fighting in Yankee Stadium, outdoors in Yankee Stadium against Schmeling and the President of the United States. You talk about pressure, these people nowadays, kids nowadays talk about pressure. The President of the United States calls Joe Louis and said, you got to win this, Joe, for the good guys.
You know, March 8th, 1971 has been referred to a lot today because of it being Frazier Ali. That was maybe the greatest spectacle but undoubtedly the fight that you just referenced was the most significant of the last century. As Beterbiev comes clocking in with a right hand, and then another short punch scores the first knockdown of his night, as Maderna has felt the power.
Give up. It looks like he's giving up to me. I'm just wondering. He spit that mouthpiece up. Maybe he's just being smart. He spit out that mouthpiece, gives him some extra time here. Gives him a little extra time. He's getting an extra 10 seconds here. So either he's starting to submit a little bit, we'll find out in a moment, or he's being really smart and he just bought himself 10, 12, 14 seconds to recover.
And that's exactly what happened. There's another right hand that comes in as he chases him down here at the end of the third round.
You wonder what's going on in his mind right now, Maderna. Spitting out that mouthpiece again. Is that his way of quitting or getting more time? Now the referee's gonna have to warn him and take a point away. There he goes.
And that's exactly what's happening. As Marlon Wright deducts the point for twice spitting out the mouthpiece to buy himself some extra time. Ezequiel Maderna down twice here at the end of round 3 against Artur Beterbiev.
Now there's the bell. There's 2 ways to look at that. And here comes the first one. Beterbiev gets in close, and there's the looping right hand around the glove. The glove's up, you go around the glove with that looping shot. The last shot really not much. It was the first one. And again, same punch, the right hand around the glove. And you wonder how much is physical, how much is mental. Yes, Maderna's being hurt, but he's being discouraged too. And you wonder if he's starting to give in.
Third time he has now been down. And there's a lot ticking on that clock of this 4th round for him to survive. The heavy-handed Artur Beterbiev on the hunt.
Now Maderna has a way of getting out of here. If he wants to get out of here without getting hit, he could spit that mouthpiece out. Don't think fighters don't do it. Sometimes they find tremendous ways to overcome, and sometimes they give in.
4th knockdown score. Look at Maderna, he's waving into his corner. He's saying, I've taken enough. He wants the towel thrown in. And here comes his corner into the ring as Maderna gives way.
Sometimes fighters fight and find tremendous reservoirs of courage and determination to overcome when it's very hard to overcome. And sometimes they give in. It's just too much for them to overcome. Maderna gave in.
As advertised, is Artur Beterbiev now 10-0 with 10 knockouts to start his career.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 56 seconds of the 4th round as Ezequiel Maderna's corner throws in the towel. The winner of this battle by TKO and still undefeated NABA light heavyweight champion, Artur Beterbiev.
A 2-time Russian Olympian who has found a home here in Montreal and has shown a power display in the pro ring.